Good appropriate time of the day to you, friends and enemies. I am Richard, and this whole thing around us is LMTD or say it with me now. Limited time offer, no vowels. And how are you doing this morning? Or this appropriate time of the day, as I've already said. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing better than I am doing. Well, this has been a couple of days, or it has been a day. Yes, I had no internet yesterday, so I could not run this yesterday. Maybe my head does not look great in that tiny little space. You know people who played this all the way through in one sitting? Oh, well, good for them. I don't think I'm going to do that. Particularly as we played the demo and it took me like 2 hours or something to go through. But yeah. Yes, yesterday ISP problems, and yeah, I am changing ISPs. It's just taken a while to find the right deal, etc. And this morning, I had such a bad night's sleep. I went to bed late-ish. I usually go to bed at about somewhere between 10 and midnight, my time. And it was just over midnight when I went to bed. And I did not get to sleep until at least 3. It was, yeah, not great. And then I only got up like 40 minutes ago now. So I only got like 5 hours of sleep. But I want to be up and doing things. So, that's how it goes. And yes, because we missed yesterday's point and clicking adventure, well, I wanted to do this one instead. I wanted to do Citizen Sleeper 2. Because, that is where we are. So, that is what we're at right now. So, without further ado, and with nothing else, well, I can say I finally saw all of What If Season 3. I can tell you that. It was okay. I didn't mind how it ended. I wish it hadn't been a big superhero fight at the end. I wish it had been something else. Like, I don't exactly want a courtroom drama sort of thing for it, but, I wish they could have had talking with them presenting like evidence about that his interference was good. Utar? I cannot remember how they pronounced it in there. How presented evidence that his interference was good, and then at the end, you could have had someone, maybe Utar, maybe the Eminence, one of the two of them say nope. Everybody else could have changed their minds and said yes, this was good, but USR or the Eminence could have said, right, well, the only way we're resolving this is by killing the other side, and somebody could have sacrificed themselves to make them see that that is not the way to do it. So you still could have had a fight, just a much truncated one at the end. But yeah, I did not need to see another fight at the end when they've been doing all of this, when their whole point is that they do not interfere and do not fight like that. But still, what do I know, eh? What do I know? I know that I'm going to press this button, and over we go. Citizen Sleeper 2. And yeah, it says continue, but that's just because I fired it up just to check it works. So we're going to do a new game. And yeah, if I do that, will it write it over? Yes, excellent. So there we are. I don't know that I'm in the right place. My head might move. Hopefully so. Hopefully I'm in the right place. But yeah, we want to do this on risky. Broken dice cannot be used. Standard stress tolerance. Death incurs a significant permanent penalty. Death is permanent. I mean, that sounds good. But I mean, this one sounds harder just because death incurs a significant permanent penalty. Whereas this one, it's just either your save is gone, or you just reload the last save. So, you know, the death is permanent thing, unless it deletes your save. It's not as difficult as incurring a significant penalty. So yeah, and now we get to choose a character class. I have covered over this one here, which is 2, which just means you will be adding 2 to the die roll. Yeah, we've got interface, engineering. Engineering is fixing physical stuff. Interface was dealing with hacking the machine, hack the planet. Endure was enduring physical things and using your physicality for stuff. Intuit was knowing or noticing stuff. And engage was social interactions. So yeah. And we've got extra things under reboot. Can you continue the character from CS1? No, it's an entirely different sleeper that you are. You are the second citizen sleeper that we... Well, no, I guess we're not the second one that we encounter, because I'm pretty certain we encountered some more before in the first game, didn't we? Yeah. So this is a new citizen sleeper, but yeah.
Smith just redeemed sit on it and swivel.
But did you encounter swivels? I can't remember if I was doing swivels at that point. But yeah, we could definitely do swiveling right now. Woo! Oh. Only 1.5 off of a single push. Well, another push will get us 3 times around. 3. So yeah, there we go. So we can be an operator and have no physicality, and take 1 stress and reroll the lowest dice. Operator sleepers are built to work with drones and remote machines over local networks to perform cooperative resource extraction from a distance. Operators have expertise in working with interfaces and computer systems, but are more physically fragile than the other sleepers. Their reboot skill allows them to hack their own systems to reroll dice. Risky but potentially powerful move. Sleepers assigned to operators are usually cerebral and precise people. Or we can have an extractor who cannot notice things, but are really good at enduring things, and you can suffer 1 stress to add 2 to the lowest dice roll, which is interesting. Or the lowest crew die. Okay. That is different. That is not your personal die. That's the stuff that you were doing on the other ship. Interesting. Does that say... That just says reroll... Oh, it says your action die. Okay. So, maybe that won't work on the other people. Alright. Extractor sleepers are built to work at the coal face of the corporate resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Extractors have a high level of physical endurance, but their confidence means they struggle with tasks requiring intuition. Their rally skill allows them to motivate those in their team, boosting their crew die. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance, as indicated here. So yes, as I believe what is going on is that you will lose 2 points, I believe, when you plug in a die. Well, we'll get to the thing, because maybe you don't remember how this works. Maybe you didn't see the original Citizen Sleeper. You roll dice, you plug them into the things, and then the value of the die that you plug in becomes the percent. It's not the percentage chance, but it's the chance that your thing will go good, will go positive, negative, or neutral. And they have different... Each job has a different outcome depending on what you plug in. And it looks like if you were to say plug in a 3, then this would become a 1 because it's got 2 negatives. This would just stay a 3. This, because it's got 1 plus 1, the endure, would become a 4. And this would stick at a neutral as well. And you would have -2 in Intuit, and you cannot raise Intuit, so it is better. But you can raise interface. And the other one, the third of the things here we have, an engineering focused person, a machinist, who suffer 1 stress and +2 and focus, lowest dice. What does focus? -1 stress on focus die, positive outcome. Oh, okay. Well, yes. You might have seen I just took both of my runs took machinist. Not for any particular reason. I just happened to select that. Machinist sleepers are built to repair and modify automated systems used in corporate resource extraction. Machinists are very skilled engineers, but their isolated work means they often struggle with tasks requiring a direct approach or social engagements. Their focus skill allows them to focus a single die and boost their die to excel in it. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Now, if I remember correctly, from the first one, we played a kind of operator where we could do things in the network. I can't remember what they called it, and certainly it wasn't that. So I'd rather not play an operator again, and instead play an extractor or a machinist. If anybody has any preferences, speak up now, please. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll a die. Random fate. I mean, as the game portion of this game is all about dice, why not roll a die to determine a thing? So yeah, that is the thing. Extractor because no idea, but extractor. Alright, and we will be more sociable than the operator, and we'll be able to help the crew. Good for us. Confirm class. Boop. And that's a representation of the die, all the values you can have. In the moment before waking, and yes, there's going to be a lot of speaking in this, sorry. You'd have to get used to my voice, sorry about that. Unknown, a vast and dark interior. In the moment before waking, a dark space before conscious thought, you struggle to find the pieces of yourself. Usually these pieces come with a particular cadence, each appearing sequentially, like the boot process of an old terminal. First your body, artificial, compromised, but relaying sense data all the same. Don't we all feel like that when we wake up? Oh no, my body is compromised and I am now awake thanks to the blaring of the alarm or the light coming through the slats in the window where my curtains have not blocked it. Yeah? Then it's context, the breeze of air filtration, soft contact of the birth in 0G. Then emotions coming into focus, coming into your body, bringing with it your first instinct, the one that has framed your past 100 cycles. Fear. Fear. But that familiar sequence does not arrive. Instead you are unmoored in space, your body distant, your context silent, even your emotions somehow obscured and scattered. Among all this array, only one familiar thing arrives. The fear. It is a scrambled, panicked fear, a drowning fear, the falling fear, the fear that makes you reach desperately for any stable point. It is a fear that tells you something is wrong, something is very wrong with you. Wake up, sleeper. A voice is whispered in your ear, an act that makes you suddenly aware of your head. Pulsing in pain, your body is rigid with tension. Sleeper, a familiar name, mind copied, emulated, a body built, implanted. One person, sleeping, until their debt is worked away. A double being made to work, to be consumed and eventually to be destroyed. A proxy, an emulation, a sleeper. This is what you are. I didn't think that the original was sleeping until their debt is worked away. I thought they took out... They got paid for what they were doing. You know, they took money, and then Sleeper was created and sent out into the world to do its stuff and work off the debt you had acquired by taking the money. But, you know, the original was allowed to go around and do stuff, not that they were asleep. Well, that's a much worse deal than I thought. because that means the original might never wake up. Huh, alright. But you escaped, you remember that now? Broke free of your corporate creators. Essen Arp. It's them again. In search of a future. You cannot remember the details of your escape, but you know the fear has been with you ever since. All of a sudden, you remember you have eyes. Oh, look, now we can see all of this. Look, I can make it wobble by moving around on that. And your eyes flicker open. Pale eyes in a pale face. Lane. Name comes with its own specific sensation of fear, and you only recall from one you recall from instinctively. Sorry to interrupt. A sharp smirk. But this ends here. Relentlessly cruel and on your trail. Damn you, Lane. Damn you and your amazing tattoos. Set your mind for more than a name. Is this how you reward me for your generosity? Or my generosity? Sorry, not your generosity. This is not how you reward me for your generosity. You haven't been generous. I have been generous. Is this how you reward me for it? By missaying your and my? Oh, I don't want that. Lane is leaving over your horizontal floating body, looking down into your eyes. I took you in, protected you, gave you a purpose. You try to look away to the corners of your vision. Find something you understand. Your body does not respond. But I suppose that wasn't enough. He reaches in the pocket of his jacket, retrieves a small vial. This wasn't enough. Oh no, not a vial of whatever it is, which restores my gradually dwindling statusy stuff. The vial glitters. The object you know and have known for a long time. Stabilizer. The drug that keeps your artificial body, your emulated mind, from inevitable decay. The only balm for your planned obsolescence, liquid roiling in the vials, fills you with disgust. Lane pockets the vial, but it would have been wasted on you now, after what you have done to this body of yours. He looks at you with palpable disgust. Lane's eyes scan your body, and as they do, you become aware of the wires and tubes attached to you. Those were meant to free you from your dependence, from the stabilizer and the control it grants Lane. Ah, alright. So, stabilizer is a drug that you have to take that doesn't only stabilize your body, but only stabilizes it temporarily, and there's something you can do, a better drug, which will stabilize it permanently? Alright. Now free, you piece of shit! I don't need you anymore! Voice comes from somewhere behind Lane's head. Oh, it must have a mouth in the back of the head then, I guess. It's a voice, you know, but when you search your mind to try and understand why, you find only dizzying darkness. Shut him up! Lane barks a command. And you hear the sound of impact, pain, from elsewhere in the room. Oh, maybe it's not a voice, mouth on the back of the head. What do I know? You try to move your limbs again, and this time you feel a flicker. The twitch of a finger. You feel the extension and compression of synthetic muscle. Free, are you? Lane smirks. You were free when I destabilized your tracker. When I gave you the stabilizer you needed. He scans your body with angry eyes. Now you aren't free. You are just broken. Had such big plans for you, Sleeper. I invested in you. Lane grips your arm hard, and you feel a jolt of reaction. You will the arm to move. You have ruined all that. Lane speaks louder over the sound of the struggle behind him. I will try to preserve your body, of course. I have my own uses for it. But your emulation. You feel one of his hands searching behind your head. He finds it and grips the thick cable running into the port at the base of your skull. I will burn that out. We flashed red for a moment there. We took pain, which, I assume knocked this down. Maybe not. Lane jerks forward, slamming across your body and spinning out of sight. Oh no! You find yourself rolling, the cables plugged into you, looping and wrapping around your limbs. Hey! It's your mysterious saviour! Woo! 3 question marks. How very interesting for a name. Then you feel hands steadying you, pulling cables. You glance around wildly and see someone diligently unplugging you. You meet his eyes. Hey! Waves his hand in front of your face. Well, he waves a hand in front of your face. Your dazed face. doesn't say it's his hand. He maybe chopped off Lane's hand. I don't know. We need to move. Lane won't be out for long. He unloops a cable from around your wrist. Sleeper, help me out here. You blink. Slowly. Do you know this person? He leans over you. You feel his hands on the connector. Making switches, releasing locks. Come on, come on, come on! He tugs the connector clear and pulls you up. You see the room you are in for the first time, filled with tech and terminals, wires waving everywhere, all lit by big windows looking out into an impossibly bright, screen-filled street beyond. In the corner you see the dark shape of a floating body surrounded by a glittering constellation of crimson baubles. Is that blood? Ooh! You're wrestled and shoved towards the door, which slides open in front of you. And then you are out in all that brightness and all that movement, gliding hard towards some unknown destination. You come to a stop in a dark alley. One who guided you here pauses to catch his breath, doubles over beside a massive life support unit that sends a lukewarm breeze across your skin. You stare at him, trying to recall anything about him. You notice his tattered jacket. Maybe that got tattered in the fight, alright. Or maybe it's tattered because it is old and it's not tattered and broken. I wondered why you would be wearing a jacket that was cut in half, for instance. But, you know, still wearing it. Maybe it was some sort of fashion I was unaware of. I don't know. Anyway, you notice his tattered jacket, his lightweight clothes. You remember this station runs hot. Something about how the power flows through this place? Looks up and meets your eye. What's going on, Sleeper? He wipes sweat from his forehead and floats into a swarm of spheres. Talk to me. Right, so we don't know any of these things because our mind has been wiped. So which question is the most devastating? I suspect, who are you? Because, you know, this person risked a lot to help us. So I don't think we're going to ask the most devastating question. So maybe we'll just ask, hey, where are we? I don't know. Because we know who that was. That was Lane, who was a horrible person. And you are a friendly person, who is called... Mark, question? I don't know. Where are we? Somewhere on the starward side. Not too far from the docks, I hope. You see a concerned frown across his face. That's not what you meant, is it? Comes closer, eyeing you carefully. What station are we on? He narrows his eyes, waiting for the answer. You close your eyes, trying to recall. You force your way through the dark of image of a station. No, a city, growing on its back of a vast set of hexagonal solar cells, shadowed by them. You open your eyes. I saw an interesting thing about solar cells recently, about how there is a solar cell that has been recently tested out that is almost completely see-through. That looked pretty amazing. The fact that you could have windows that were solar cells. Wow, that's an impressive thing. Imagine all of those sky rises that you have. Yeah, you could replace all of those windows with solar power panels and power your own building like that. That looks interesting. What's the efficiency of them though? I do not know. I cannot recall. But yeah, they were. That is something that I saw. They were better. I believe they were better than the current stuff that we have. But yeah, even so, even if it's 1%, that is 1% more power than you would not have if you just had non-windows, or sorry, if you had windows and not solar things. But yeah. But hey, we open our eyes. Dark side. Word leaves your mouth like an exhale, an instinct. And when you heard yourself sound it out, you didn't know it was there. He sighs. And me? Who am I? You see something like fear in his eyes. Panic, perhaps. I think I chose where are we before, because this is sounding very familiar. You stare hard at his face. The slight upturn of his mouth, the intensity of his stare, Nothing comes. Closes his eyes and drops his head, a hand to his temple. The reboot, speaking quietly to himself. Lane interrupted the process and he lifts his head and stares at you. We need to keep going. We need to leave. He turns and kicks off down the alley. Come on, the rig can't be far. Led through the passages and serviceways of the station, trying to recall your life here. The texture, the temperature of Darkside feels familiar, and you struggle to pin specific memories to it. Sudden question. For you out there, when you said, I know people who played this all the way through in one sitting, are you indicating that the game is short? Or are you indicating that they just played it through, not as quickly as they can, but did they play it through, you know, at a reasonably rapid pace and just got through all in a single sitting? Because I don't get it. I mean, if this is the same sort of length as the last one, then that'll be interesting. They sat for 15 or so hours. I mean, one day I would like to do, like, a sit here on my arse, do only stream thing. You know, get up to take a break and stretch, get some water and eat, etc. But stream for a really long period of time. But yeah. But not today, and not with this game. Focusing hard, you recall waking up in these passages cycle after cycle. The rhythms of the station flowing over you, along with crowds. You recall desperation and the slow decay of your body that caused it. Then, Lane, those pale eyes, offering you a glittering vial, stabilizer, promise of supplying more for your work. A deal he locked you into like a cage. There, your memory fails you. In the dark, beyond that moment, the residue of panic or fear remains. You were Lane's prisoner, Lane's plaything. You shudder in the cold passage. Wait, your guide holds up a hand, and you stop the glide using the wall, still not indicating that it's his own hand. Maybe we don't want to know the name of this person because they go around just having, you know, a severed hand on them. Maybe this is a variation of Dave Lister. I don't know. Ahead you see the tunnels. Blew out the mic there. Ahead you see the tunnels open into a wide open bay. A few doors leading to cylindrical tunnels. The docks. They're watching the rig. He nods towards the docks. You see one of the doors had a couple of figures flanking it. One covered in ornate tattoos. That's a heck of a reference, thank you for getting it. There's a couple of figures flanking it. One covered in ornate tattoos, the other with a bright silver implant along their cheekbones. Yatsubo, Lane's guys, looks at you and shakes his head in frustration. All this, it's not coming back to you, is it? Man, I mean, to do this for your friend, to risk everything, well, maybe for more than your friend, I don't know, and to have them lose all memory of you, that's gotta be a gut punch. Something catches your eye. You see he is playing with a coin, nervously turning it over and over in his fingers. He sees you looking and slips it away. Places a hand on his chest. I'm Seraphim. Oh, not Mark Question then. He looks pained when he speaks. Lane? He was our captor, both of us. We did this so we could escape. We need to reboot you. To break your dependence on... We needed to reboot you. To break your dependence on Stabilizer. Pauses. You know what that is, right? You nod meekly. But Lane interrupted me back there. Reboot incomplete and... We can still make this work. He looks back at the docks. I'll lead them away. You get the docking bridge open. If we make it to the rig, I know how to get us in. Got that? He searches your face for a sign of recognition. I've got it. I'm not going to ask what's the rig, because, you know, from context clues, I've been able to work out that the rig is a ship. It is the name of a ship. Get that door open. Pats you on the shoulder. I know you can do this. Seraphim kicks off hard and glides into the docks. Over here, shitheads! He bellows to the guards as he barrels through. They immediately push off the wall, giving chase, because they are dumb guards, and do not think that, oh, maybe this will be a distraction, the person who is trying to, you know, attract our attention. No. You wait with breath. You wait a breath, sorry, then glide across the door. They regard it. But I don't breathe. I don't need to take in oxygen, so what's a breath? Do I sit there for 10,000 years waiting? Probably not. Glide across the door they were guarding. You look already panicked at the tightly sealed door. The control panel locked out. You hear a shout from somewhere nearby. You need to get it open. Okay, during scenes you may encounter skill checks, where you can perform certain actions using your skills. Like the dice actions you will encounter later, the skill checks can have a positive, neutral, or negative outcome. The better the rating of your skill, the more likely you will succeed on a check. The odds of success are displayed when you select the check. You can find more info in the guide section of the pause menu. Alright, so we can hack the door. We've got a 50% chance of it being negative and a 50% chance of it being neutral. Or, we are an engineer, we can break the seal. 25% chance of being negative, 50% of neutral, and 25% of being positive. And, let me just have a look. Nope. Okay. I know I turned the music level down. That is... that is annoying. And if you'll notice there's no way of changing the size of the window. What a rubbishy set of options this is. And the fact that it hasn't remembered. I mean, maybe it remembers it for each profile you're in, which, you know, would be okay, but I'd rather the music stuff, I'd rather all of this was default over the whole, or all of the profiles used this as a default. You know, I have selected this thing because this is how I want to play the game, not this is how I want to play on this profile. Still, I should have said, can I distract you for a brief second? Yes. If I thought about that, I would have used that. But yeah, I have made the window smaller because I have used a command. I added a command to the executor for the exe file, so it is smaller. But man, the fact that it is not here, that is just Alright, so we are going to try and break the seal with our engineering things. This is where we see quests, isn't it? Yeah, or drives, sorry, yes. Then over here, which isn't there right now, that's where we see our character. Oh, there's this at the top that we haven't done before. I think that might be stress. I don't know what glitch and push is. The rig is the ship. And then the map is obviously a map. And here we have cryo, the currency. Brains? No, that's fuel. Okay. And supplies. I'm sure that represented brain things last time. Anyway, we'll break the seal. How does this go? Positive outcome, negative stress. But we didn't have any stress. You shift to the central access panel and wrench it open. It only takes a moment to understand the mechanism. You reach in and snap the locking axis. Door popping open with a hiss. Go, go, go! Seraphim flies past you, through the door and into the docking tunnel. You turn to see two guards approaching fast across the docks. Quickly, glide after Seraphim. Seraphim is already at the rig's door inputting an entry code. Thank God it wasn't me who had to input that, because I don't know what it is. And as we saw, I was bad at interfacing. The rig's doors scissor open, and you both rush inside. Quickly! Seraphim grabs you by the arm and drags you into the cockpit. Ship's layout hazy in your mind. He dumps you in a flight seat and straps himself into his own. See him tap a series of buttons as he does, talking to himself. Come on! The rig's drive rumbles into life. Seraphim slams a button on the console. You feel the force of the ship's acceleration as it pulls away. Yay! Off it goes. Oh, and now we have these things. 211161. What a load of rubbish. What a horrible, horrible roll we have. Never mind. As the ship glides into place on the connecting bridge, its automatic systems nudged there by the port's docking protocols, you feel a sense of relief. The rig, your refuge in the belt. Seraphim burned hard out of dark side, and you dropped in and out of consciousness in your seat as the rig made its way across the belt. But now, with open space between you and Lane, you feel fresher, more awake. Seraphim breaks off our silence. We're good, sleeper. His eyes don't leave the monitor. You realise this part of your escape is routine for him. You and he must have docked this ship countless times in your work for Lane. Problem is, you don't remember any of them. We made it, he whispers, closing his eyes and letting out a sigh. Sigh, not a side. He didn't suddenly let out his sigh. We certainly did, yeah. Yeah, we certainly did. Yeah, why not? We certainly did. Hey, good for us. Woo! Well, more sociable and talky than an interface person, so yeah. He turns and you see a pained look on his face. You remember something difficult. Have you said this exact same thing to him before, in the same situation? Are you okay? Am I causing you pain by existing? He looks at you, chewing one side of his lip, searches your face. Not really, he puffs. Severin reaches up, flicking through a set of switches in a practiced fashion, completing the shutdown. You watch a little frustrated with your own uselessness. Running the rig, you realise, is just another thing you've forgotten. Clunk that runs through the walls of the ship is followed by a short percussive alarm tone from the pilot's console. Docking complete. Oh no. Does that mean we have to change the bulb? Now we have to go from yellow alert to red alert, or red alert to yellow alert? Or blue alert, I forget. But it will mean changing the bulb. Seraphim kicks off from his seat, twisting as he glides past you towards the back of the cockpit. His hands find the rail on either side of the door, and he pauses, facing into the corridor beyond. He turns back to you, backlit in cold cyan. We need a plan. He glances around. Lane's not going to let us slip away quietly. We need to talk, we need to keep running, we need to hide here. We need to talk. I need to understand what is going on here before I make the plan, because obviously I am the intelligent one who does all the plan making around here. You are quite obviously the looks at clothing, the sexy distracting one. I don't know. We need to talk. Sephrin furrows his brow. Not now, sleeper. We need to forget. Flinches, the words coming out. We need to focus on something other than. He pauses again, unsure. Us, he says. We need to survive this thing first. Then maybe we talk. No. If you want me to do things, if you want me to plan, then I need to know what I'm fighting for. This isn't fair. Severin eyes flash. What isn't fair, sleeper? I just gave up everything for someone who can barely remember my name. He tenses at his own unexpected anger. We are not doing this. He slams the metal cockpit wall. Not now. I mean, yeah. You saved the physical vessel. I think you killed the person inside it. I mean, for all I know, I am not the same emulation. There could have been a second emulation in here somehow. One that was in here, one that was here from before, and that, you know, the other personality overwrote. I don't suspect that's the way we're going with this, but, you know, that is a thing that could possibly happen. Anyway, not now. He closes his eyes and looks down. Just let me think. Fixes you with a stare. I need to think. We bought ourselves some time. And glances through the cockpit window at the blinking lights on the station. You may not remember export, but I do. And there are plenty of opportunities here for us. If we can keep our head down, hands back to the corridor, then that's what we'll do. Pushes off, glides towards the main lock, and you follow, pulling yourself along, Hand over hand. In 0G. We already emptied the tank on this thing. He slaps his hand against the ship's insides. So we need to refuel. That won't be cheap. But you and I know one thing, Sleeper. It's how to work. We know one thing. I'm going to get myself reacquainted. See if I can turn up any old connections. People that might throw us an easy contract. You, glances over his shoulder, you keep out of trouble. Get yourself hydrated. There we go. I can handle myself. I'm going to low profile. Got it. Arrogant. I can handle myself. I know what I'm doing. I can handle myself. I might not remember anything or anyone and might, walk into somebody that I owe thousands of credits to who will then just carve me up into little pieces. But, I'll do so arrogantly. Look, Sleeper, you aren't yourself. He sighs. Stopping the reboot halfway through, he feels a worn jacket from a locker and starts pulling it on. He was already wearing a jacket. Is he putting on another jacket? Or did he take off a jacket and put on this jacket? He was wearing a tattered one, and now he's wearing a worn one. I mean, that is a step up. But is he wearing two jackets? Seraphim, 2 jackets. Shedwood. It seems as though reversed shed and jacket. Yeah. We don't know what it did to you. He slams an arm into a sleeve. I don't want you passing out in this. He stops. Yeah, it's going to take both of us to do this. We both need to be working. I hate it when you're right. Grabs another crew jacket and thrusts it at you. Just put the damn hood up, will you? You take it and slip it on. Thank you. Seraphim nods, jabs at the button to open the lock. The inner door hisses open, and Seraphim glides through. Wait for a little bit, then leave. Anybody looking for us will be looking for 2 people travelling together. He looks at you in your worn crew jacket, a limited disguise for what is clearly a sleeper. We meet back here later. Any trouble? Same thing. Meet here. He surveys his head. No, he surveys your disguise and then shakes his head. He doesn't survey your head and then shakes his disguise. That's what I was going to say originally. This is a shitty idea. He gives you one last look. Maybe find yourself something to eat. Suddenly you recognise Seraphim's instinct to look after you. Flash of a relationship, now lost to the reboot. Catch. Seraphim throws you a handful of something. You manage to grab the projectiles, and when you open your hand you see a stack of cryochits. Woo! Money! What is it? Money! I haven't added that to the thing, and I really should. These should get you some food. You'll need some more fuel. You'll need some more for fuel and supplies. Grim says that means odd jobs on the station for both of us. Seraphim kicks off and glides down the docking bridge. Don't go too far, alright? He chances as he leaves. Take it slow. With that, he is gone, leaving the connecting bridge and heading into Hexport's docking concourse. Wait for a moment in the silence. Think about Seraphim, think about Lane, make a plan. Yep. Now is not the time to be dwelling on the past, even though, I said I need to know more about my past and know why I'm doing this. Now it is time to make a plan. You try to think ahead to what might be coming. You'll need work. That's the first step. Well, what then? Lane will be coming eventually. The sooner you can put some distance between you and Hexport, the better. That's the plan. Rest, resupply, and run. Ah, the 3 R's of education, of course. That's what you learn at school, right? Rest, resupplying, and running? You shake the thoughts from your head, and you pull the jacket tight. Let's see what Hexport has to offer. You kick off and glide into port. Whee! Alright, welcome to Citizen 2. Citizen Sleeper 2, even. Starward Vector. The game runs in cycles, during which you can Perform actions with your dice. Use cryo to buy food, fuel, supplies, and items. Progress clocks towards new scenes and events. You can review tutorials at any time in the guide section of the Wars menu. Use the mouse wheel to scroll your view. Select locations with left click and right click to leave a location. Alright, okay. Ooh. 3 hexes, or 2.5 hexes. I can see why they call this Hexside. Alright, and here we have Heliport Exchange. And busy Way Station Dock. And look, we've got 24 credits. A whole 24. Amazing. Right, and here we have Extractor. We can see we've got nothing on those two. Well, no, are they both negatives? Because those are nothing. Yeah, those two are negatives. Those two are neutral. And that one with a single plus is a plus. So yeah, here we are. Oh, welcome to the character screen. Here you can upgrade and configure your sleeper. On the left you can upgrade your skills to improve your skill modifier applied to your dice when you want to take an action. And to the right you can upgrade your push, your unique ability of your class. When you upgrade your push, when upgrading your push, only one upgrade at each level can be active at once. You can configure which upgrade is active only while at a hub, which I assume Hexside is, and the other stuff we go out to do is jobs. There we go, 0 points available. Okay, and they all cost 4 to increase. Cannot ever be intuitive. We will never know things. And yeah, interface can be improved. Cool. And we don't get anything. Well, I can't see anything, but I don't think we get anything at these levels like we did at the in the first game. -1 crew stress unless full. +1 to affected crew dice. -1 crew stress unless full. First device affects both crew. Ooh. -2 crew stress if full. Oh, right. Okay, I was thinking full as in, oh, it's fully cleared, but no, it's saying lose 1 stress unless it is all the way up to the max. Okay, and this is saying, hey, if it gets to the max, then you can lose 2 crew stress. Okay. And this is +1 to affected crew dice. Okay, so that's +1 stress, but it adds 2 to the lowest crew dice. So you can make it +4, or you could make it +2 to both crew dice. So do we only get 2 crew dice per thing? Or is it affecting both of the crew? Like there are 2 people of crew? Well, we'll find out as we go along, eh? Whoop! And just... Okay, so that is covering over bits at the bottom here, but it's the same thing that you can see on everything else. Where it costs 4. Yeah, you can't see the one that is right beneath there, but I think I'm in the right place for this. Alright, well, let's go to the Hexport Exchange. Apparently we need food. In Citizen Sleeper 2, you perform actions by assigning action dice. Action dice! The higher the die you assign, the more likely you will succeed at the action. But your modifier will be modified by your skill. Your skill modifier for the action is displayed on the right. You will reduce or increase the value of the dice assigned to the action. Fungus soup time! Yeah, maybe. Assigned to the action. Like skill checks, dice actions have 3 outcomes: positive, neutral, and negative. Or positive, negative, and neutral. As it says here. I mean, surely you want to go from bad to worse, or from worse to good. You know. Bad to worse, or from good to... From good to one way or the other, on a scale, yeah? Or alphabetically. This is just in a weird sort of order that you've just decided. Anyway, each action is also rated safe, risky, or dangerous. See, now that is in an order. Safe, risky, dangerous. Anyway, based on the outcomes it has, the more dangerous an action, the more significant both its rewards and consequences are. For more information on dice actions, check the guide section of the pause menu. Really? There's more information? Let's have a look at this guide. Cycles and energy skill checks. Ah, positive outcome will reduce your stress by 1, a neutral outcome will not affect stress, and a negative outcome will increase your stress. Well, there we go. Oh, That's a thing that we didn't know. Stress and dice health. Well, we'll come across that when we come across that. I'm not going to come and have a look at this all the time, but just wanted to know what it said. There's more. All information is on the task. Indeed. Okay. So, with engineering... Oh, where's my... Alright, okay. I mean... Okay, it's right there next to it, but I mean... What would it hurt to have this right up here, you know, on this bit here, so that I can look up here and go, oh, those are the actions. Right, so that's a negative, that's a neutral, and that's down. Impress the brokers, the data brokers, the heart of the exchange. Show off their knowledge by discussing decryption. Maybe if you talk the talk. Well, if I put a 1 in there... Ooh, isn't that a good idea? No. What if I put a 6 in there? Will that take it down to 4? It does. Right, so that does mean double. Cool. Good to know. That's interface. We don't want to be interfacing. Go, it zooms out. Yes, we can do that one. That's the one we can't do. So yes. Trading scrap is all about identifying materials and cleaning up components. It's an engineer's job more than a trader's. So there we go. Engineering. We can do that. And those, I mean, all these ones in the dangerous thing. So that's not good. Rules of the exchange. The exchange buzzes with the conversation of commerce. This is a place where contacts are found. You just need to look. We need to do 4 things, presumably successfully, and we will get pieces on the clock filled in. Presume because this is dangerous, a positive outcome will give you 2 pieces of clock. Maybe it will give you more money. I don't know. Alright, that's a thing we can do. We go to the Hexport docks. Busy waste station docks. 2. Chat to the crew. Plenty of crew milling around the docks and moving cargo. It could be a good source of info. It's risky. Oh. Explore the dock. Here's our intuit thing. Oh no. Hexport's docks are a dizzying mess of braided cables and flickering signage, filled with busy spaces. Exploring is both thrilling and intimidating. And that's the dangerous one. And that's the one that we're done. And this has got 6 spaces on the clock. Hexport docks thrum with life. There are contacts to be made here. You are sure of it. It's like they specifically said, hey, let's not have endure. You know, one of the 5 skills that you can have. Let's make sure that if you've got a bonus in endure, that is no good for you at the beginning. Why would you do that? Oh well. Alright, well, let's trade some scrap with R6. And we have a 100% positive outcome for R6. That's good to know. No, the other one's only risky. So yeah, let's do this. Trade some scrap. Yay! And we got +2 and 7 cryo. You just progress the clock. Clock's track of progress towards positive and negative events, which can be filled by performing actions or by the passing of cycles. Alright, and we got 7 credits out of that. I think we're going to go over here and do risky endeavours now. Because I've got 1s. God, so many 1s. 50-50. We lost some energy. We got Hexport Expert though. Spotting you are asleep, the crew shouts across the docks at you. You give them a wide berth. I didn't see what it said on the other one. I forgot to look. Alright, well, there we go. I'm going to lose all of my energy because I have crappy dice. And then I'm going to suffer damage. Oh, Hexport Expert. Join the spaces. Resting in the docks, and you pick up a few local tips. And then yeah, I'm going to do it again. Hey! New location discovered. You used all your dice for the cycle. You need to end the cycle. Ship the rig to re-roll them. Okay. But we found a new location. What new location did we find? Oh, 2 new locations. 3 new locations. did we find a new location with that as well, and I just didn't see it? Because we could have come over here. Ah, right, okay. We can buy fuel for 5. We even fill the fuel. If you have enough cryo, they can fill your capacity in a single order. Okay. Buy supplies. Fill supplies. That's good to know that we can buy things there. At the warehouse. Yeah, I could have been doing endure jobs. We'll be doing that. I presume this will get us cryo. Warehouse at the export docks supply the industrial operations of the station, meaning they need constant loading and restocking. But yeah, this doesn't have a clock, so it won't get us more things. Oh. And the skill is required for that one. Skill required, skill required. Okay, no, because I mean, this is one that I don't have. Maybe I couldn't have put my die in there. I don't know. Right here we have the bends. Here you can exchange. You can eat in exchange for cryo. Eating gives you energy and stops you starving. Different foods give differing amounts of energy. Do they? Okay. We can play Star and Stoker. Oh dear. SNS is a space gambler game played with custom magnetic dice. Chits are stashed in simple marked cans. And winning is ruthlessly luck-based. Well, I'm not very good at intuiting, am I? So I'm not going to be doing that. And we can buy a Ben's Fry, a plastic bag of flash-fried, salt-flecked tubers. Ben's Fry brings faces back to the scattered tables of the bar, cycle after cycle. Not the scattering tables. Although, maybe in a zero-G thing, having a constantly rotating like tables, etc., that you sit at and that don't make you dizzy. That might be fun. Well, we earned 7, so let's spend some on food and see how much energy that gets us for Ben's Fries. 2, I would hope. I just said input 7. There we go. Thank you. Make purchase. Yay! 2 energy. Delicious Bender Fries. Alright, well. Oh dear, this is a counting down clock. Your rig is your ship, and the rig is your ship and home in the Starward belt. While the rig is docked at the hub, there are multiple areas you can visit. Bunks, use dice to reduce stress. Galley, use supplies to regain energy. Other locations will unlock as you play. While the rig is the dock at the hub, the crew will help you to gather resources to contribute to the upkeep of the ship. You can choose which resources they should focus on in the crew task menu to the left. They have a random chance of acquiring it at the beginning of the following cycle. Okay, so we can tell them. This clock is a cycle clock. Its progress towards an event each cycle. Its completion will trigger significant events, and it's negative. Put some distance between you and Lane. Be sure that it'll close the gap as soon as it is able to. So presumably this one is saying, hey, do it in this, and you will, and at the end of it, Lane will find you. That's what I mean. Okay, Seraphim is good at enduring. No, yes, enduring. And interaction? Engaging, that's what I call it. We need somebody who's good at intuiting things, because otherwise we are screwed. So, do we want fuel, or supplies, or odd jobs? I mean, if it's cryo, if you find cryo, then I can get either of those. So presumably, I mean, we don't know what they are. Presumably it's one of each or something. I've got some supplies, so but we haven't got any fuel at all. So find some fuel. Although wait, how much was fuel? That's not the right place. There we go. Export trades. Fuel is 25. So if you found some cryo, then we could fill up on fuel entirely. And I seem to remember fuel is what you need to go out to the places. So yeah. Try and find some cryo instead. I mean, I can always go and work, but yeah, here we go. End cycle. Sleep. To sleep sleep of the just. We're in trouble, Sleeper. Severin leans into the bunk, says you are getting up. Without further explanation, he disappears down the corridor towards the rear of the ship. You drift out into the passage, pulling on your clothes, guide down the length of the rig. The cool air making you shiver. Seraphin is a silhouette silently leading the way. He stops at the far end, diverting through a side door, shooting you a glance as he does. You find Seraphin inside, holding one of the tangle of arm-thick tubes that are waving in the zero-G room. You know what these are? I think they're fuel pipes, if I guess. Seraphin shrugs. Close enough. These are the engine's feed lines. Waves one in the air. Before you ask, no, they aren't supposed to be waggling loose. Arrogant. It wasn't me who did this. The ship doesn't fall apart on its own. It must have been your fault. What did you do? I mean, that's not arrogant exactly. But we're going to go with, what did you do? Oh, I see how it is. It must have broken loose when we pushed the ship hard on our way out of the dark side. Looks at the mess. We are lucky the reserve tank is empty, otherwise... Shakes his head. It would have been bad. But, he pushes the pipe to the side. No feed from the reserve tank means that the rig's range is limited to the local region only. Comes the large lumpen housing of the engine. This thing can take us anywhere. Can't take us anywhere far. Okay, so we fix it. Fix it. Fix it, 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 fix it. Separate size. That's the short of it. The fact that it's not displaying my choices is pretty annoying, I have to say. You know, I would like to be able to look up and go, oh, did I say that? Oh, wait, did I click on the wrong thing? But I can't. Anyway, Seraphin whacks the engine housing again, harder this time. Just not been our run of luck. He turns and starts gathering the tangled feed lines, frustration evident in the violence of his movements. We need a new set of these, that's for sure. He starts forcing them into a crate. How about you try to track them down? I'll take a look at the things here and see if we can figure out another fix with the reserve tank. Glances up from his work. From what I've heard on Export, Factory Row is the place to find shop fitters. Maybe you can do some recon while I sort this place out. It's at the other end of the station. Okay, I'll take a look. Seraphin keeps working. Wait! Seraphin pauses, seemingly unsure. There's something else. He drops the feed lines and they float, waving in the air like tubular seaweed. I've heard word that Lane's on the hunt. He frowns. A message went out everywhere in the local radius of Darkside, and he's looking for us. Shit. You said it, Seraphin sighs, which is why we need those feed lines. I'm trying to work something out. Maybe we can improvise a solution. I don't know. He looks it down. I'm no ship fitter. But while I do, you go hunting. See what you can turn up, okay? He smiles a weak smile. Get going. Leave the engine room. Clanking sound of the Seraphin clean-up efforts echoing through the ship. Fuel feed lines. That's the next step. Take a deep breath and head out. Well, looking at it, you have discovered a drive. Okay, we'll do this first of all. Drives help you track and choose objectives in Citizen Sleeper 2. The arrow button in the top left opens the drive menu where you can choose which drive to track. Once a drive is tracked, a yellow marker will be placed above any location that relates to that drive. Drives come in two types, major and minor. On completing a major drive, rewards 2 upgrade points, and a minor rewards 1 upgrade point. Keep an eye on the drive menu as you progress to see what opportunities and objectives are available, and track those you want to pursue. Alright, looking at it, we did get some cryo. Now we have 31. So well done. So start looking for some supplies. Here we have escape Hexport. It's a major drive. Okay, cool. Lane is hunting you and Hexport isn't far from Darkside. Refuel, repair, find what you need, and then leave before he finds you. Go on, let's turn it on and see what we got. Whoop! New location discovered down here, and it's the one with the dot. Alright, okay. Ah, and I've got 2 1s, 2 6s, and a 5 today. Well, that sounds good. Oh, if I push rig, you're just going to straight take me there. Excellent. Cool. Alright, well, we know what's at all of these, and while, you know, I could do this and engineer some stuff, and I could go to the warehouse and make some money. Let's go and have a look at our drive first of all. I seem to recall we meet somebody at this point. Oh. Oh no! It's a thing. Alright. Can I make you go away? I can. Excellent. But it still says find a shop fitter. Alright. So, search the row. The factory owners of the row speak mostly in terms of supply and demand, but going door to door might help you find the shop fitter you need. That's Intuit, isn't it? Yes. And now I can't see that one. That's an error. All materials. Factory row is filled with workers hauling material through its zero-G corridors. Helping might win you some fans among the factories. Well, if I put a 5 in there, I've got 100% positive outcome. So I can start this action. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, 7 cryo and +2 to trusted suppliers. You understand the code systems used to reassign the supplies. Make a rapid delivery. The other haulers pass on part of their earnings. And what new place did we find? Ooh, a swift scrap sol. Material processing. Let's have a look. Oh dear, data diffusal shift. Most scrapyards have paid data diffusal workers to work to offer. Zoltec tends to be laced with protocols and countermeasures that need disabling. No, we can do a scrapyard shift. Swift Scrap Solutions, or Triple S, as it's known, is a chaotic and slightly terrifying scrapyard where open shifts are always available. Over here we have a repeatable action, sell raw scrap. Triple S is constantly processing scrap from the factories in the row. They'll pay good money, or raw hull plates. Well, we don't have any of those right now. We know where we can go. I can come over here, and presumably this will earn me more money than doing a shift in anywhere else. But we still need to gain another 2 of those. So let's just look. There's nothing I can do with dice in here, is there? Oh, well, we haven't looked at these things yet, so let's have a look at them. Right, fit feed lines. If we get one of those, the engine's fuel capacity is extremely limited, but new feed lines would allow you to hook up the reserve tank to increase it. If we get a feed line, this is where we can make supplies, make a meal. Supplies are typically saved for contracts, but food isn't readily available. You've got to use what you've got to survive. Okay? And here, the rig bunks. Rest and recover. Sometimes it's necessary to rest, or at least try to, in the compact bunks of your rig. This will help you reduce stress when not on a contract. Okay, only stress, not gain energy. That's a shame. Because otherwise I would use one of my 1s on there. But no. We don't want to end the task. I want to look at export trading. Supplies, they're 15. Okay, so yes. Supplies. I was going to spending supplies when you cannot buy like tubers. Man, that is expensive. Alright. Well, I could make that 2. I don't think that's worth it, because that would still only get me 1, so I think I'm going to waste a 6 over here. We're 100% positive outcome. There we go, trusted supplier, +7 cryo, and you have a little trust with the factories. Now the trick is not to waste it. Okay, if we zoom out, whee! Factory row howls as you glide through its cramped passages. Whatever its many bays and rooms once were, now serve as containers for industry of every kind. Whirring whirring manufactories. Okay, precisely engineer manufactories. Precisely engineer components with rapidly shifting arms, while scrappers hammer incessantly at bent ship plates. Everywhere you look there is energy and activity, and for good reason. Export itself is built on the derelict fragments of a solar reflector. Even the small amounts of energy generated by its remaining mirrors is enough to power a city of machines. It is familiar to you, of course, in a strange far-off way because of Darkside. That place and your memories of it are a muddy haze, but it is hard to forget the glint of its hexagonal reflectors. 10 or 20 times more in number than Hexport's, and that wild flickering city growing on the back like a tumour. In comparison, Hexport feels provincial, but deep in Factory Row you can almost be back in Darkside. And then you see them, tubes, like those Seraphim had waved in your face. The feed lines! Push over to the display window of the unit marked Cast and Supply in block capitals, cut from the hull plate. And there, amongst an angled shelf of oversized ship components, sit the feed lines, like some biomechanical tangle of snakes. You slip inside, where the sound of Factory Row is a little screened, but a large figure working at a bench, hunched over, concentrating. It seems he doesn't notice you enter. Do we be arrogant and say hello? As I said, arrogant character. Or do we wait patiently? Finish them up. Let them finish their work. Arrogance. Hello! Sharp-eyed. His sharp eye glints at the figure. Glance as the figure looks over his shoulder. Intimidating shopfitter, Carsten. Can I help you? Nice place you got here. His accent is heavy and unknown to you. See his reaction with the profile of Carsten face. He grunts. Something you need? Before you can respond, he tracks your eyes to the feed lines in the window. Looks back at you with a subtly changed expression, one you can't place. He turns with surprising grace, begins cleaning his hands on a cloth. Those sharp eyes scan you, but Carsten's thick, set features do not betray the results of his assessment. Custom built those, for a client that never collected. Looks at his hands while he speaks, checking for stray oil stains. You have one of those old MEVs then? Or MEVs? I'm going to call them MEVs. He sounds out the letters in a way you don't recognise as he speaks, especially as they've said that line. MEVs, maybe. Try to recall anything you know about the ship. Memories elude you. Perhaps Seraphim should have come out along. Yeah, that's right. I know my ship. Carsten nods. Always good to see one of those still running. Look. Carsten drifts over to where you're standing, his imposing height evident. For a fellow enthusiast like you, he continues in a distinctive monotone. Let's say a few hundred cryo, on clean jets. You see a glance at the feed line. 400, let's say, to be precise. 400? Nah, that's too much, man. I got 45 for you. 400, Carsten says back, repeating your question without the emphasis. It's expensive, I know. It's a shame, but it's just what they're worth. He screws up his mouth a little. It's something that might be a smile. However, I'm more of a bargaining type myself. Alright. Barter sounds good. What do you need? Carsten nods sagely. It's a little favour I need a crew for. And, well, you look like you might be a good fit. He tucks the cloth away in a pocket and clasps his hands. I have an old Solheim wreck. Out there, very old. Pre-collapse. It's tucked away in a dead zone, so no one has ever really cut into it. He shrugs. Not only that, but Solheim derelicts have a habit of triggering nasty security protocols when approached by an unfamiliar ship that has been left well alone. A salvager like you, with an old Solheim rig, I bet it wouldn't even flinch if it saw you coming. He smiles. I have a special interest, a need for that old tech. All those Solheim ships have a data core. That's what that thing was last time, a data core, yes. While I don't care about the accounting reports or material ledgers or whatever they kept on that damn thing, I do care about the hardware. So if I was to find you back here with that data core in your cargo hold, clean cut and complete, well then, I could see my way to doing a straight barter for those feed lines. Carson pauses, sniffs at the end. You just need the coordinates. Simple as that. I don't need to know why you need it. Simple as that. Simple as that, he repeats in his monotone way. So you interested? He glances back to the workbench. Because I'm a busy man. Yeah, I'm interested. I'll do it. Alright then. He holds out a heavy hand for you to shake. As you automatically reach out, he grips your forearm instead. Carson pulls you closer, squeezing your arm. Let's keep this one between us. Alright? He half smiles, his face huge and close. It's our deal. Before you can respond, he thumbs a little drive into your palm. These coordinates. He lets go of your arm with what you swear is a wink. Take a moment to gather yourself. By the time you do, a whirring fills the air. Carson and return to his workbench. Turn and glide out of Carson's supply with a growing mix of anxiety and excitement in the pit of your stomach, and the cacophony of Factory Row in your ears. A contract. Severin might even be impressed. You look at the drive in your palm and smile. This could be a route out. You think of leaving this place behind, in possession of an improved ship too. Oh. Suddenly a small but firm hand falls on your back, and an equally small voice coming with it. Hey, wait up! 1 second while I click out, because I want to have a look at the thing. I'm just looking at all of these, and I just suddenly thought, hey, there are achievements for this, but because I am not on Steam, I've got this on GOG. I cannot recall how it pops up. I'm pretty certain it does pop up, and I just wanted to see if we had any yet. You know, go through prologue, end your first day, something like that. So far, absolutely every single one of the achievements is legendary, meaning, you know, nobody has got them. They are very difficult to get hold of. Which, you know, as it's a new game, you would expect low percentages of getting them. Except for one, which is a secret one, which I can't see, which 100% of the people who have done this have. Except, obviously, I don't have it, so I'm not 100%. So, what do I know? Anyway, hey, wait up! You turn into the passage to see a young woman, her hair waving with a rapid glide. She clearly just came out to catch you. She steadies herself on your shoulder. Sorry! Smiles a quick, flat smile. Wanted to catch you. I'm Judy. Her dark eyes flicker around nervously. You notice the portable terminal she carries. Something data scrapers call a deck. A backpack full of components and trailing wires. This is the thing where the person puts themselves on their crew saying that, I'm from Carson's bit. So, yeah. What's up? Carson. She starts, still catching her breath. He sent me to grab you. Smiles that flat smile. Wants me to come with you on that job. I shoot down to the drive in the palm of your hand. She smiles again. Not true, but hey, why didn't he tell me? Glances back towards Carson's. I guess he forgot? He does that sometimes. She looks sheepishly at you. Just grabbed me after you two were done talking, so... Look, you're obviously lying. But you can come with. Carson's always sending me on things like this. I guess he wants me to help you out. Keep an eye on things. She pauses. I can be pretty helpful. So, she looks around the passage. Should I meet you at your ship and you can tell me when you're ready to go? I'm not sure. She looks nervous. Sure, I mean, you aren't sure when you're leaving? I'm not sure you're coming. She pauses, thinking, I mean, Carson said I need to go. She glances back in the shop direction. He's pretty mad when people don't do what he asks. She shrugs. Let's see, I don't care. I'm arrogant enough to be, I don't care. I don't care if he's angry or not. Look, she glances around, you are going to need me out there. I mean, I know I am. I know you're coming with me, but I just want to, you know, not collapse immediately at you. You are going to need me out there. There's a reason that Derek has been left alone. I specialise in Solheim wrecks. She meets you in the eye. I'm going to help you get what you need. If you'd just told me at the beginning you were useful, I would have been fine. Okay. So... Okay. She pauses. That's okay. Universe Waste, looking forward to working with you. She calls back as an afterthought. What about the ship? Oh, I'll find it. She calls back and then disappears down the passage. I should go. Glad of the contract, but nervous too. Will Carsten keep up his side of the bargain if you deliver? Hey, I don't know about this, sleeper. Severin looks nervous out of the rig's windows as you finish explaining Carsten's deal, as well as Junai's offer of help. If the job was easy, Carsten would have done it himself already. That means there's a catch. He frowns at the stars. There's definitely something going on with the Junai girl. He shakes his head. What choice did we have? She would be useful though. I think it's a lucky break. What choice do we have? I think it's a lucky break. So you should too, because I am arrogant. Severin gives you a look. No such thing. Besides, this is the belt. That means someone's getting dicked over in all of this. We just have to make sure it's not us. What if, Severin narrows, we could get the crowd together to buy the feed lines? Why? Carsten wants to barter. Alright, Severin sighs. I just can't shake the feeling that we're wandering in blind. I mean... True, we'll find out. Plus, Severin gives you a sly look. I did manage to turn up something in my station wanderings. And a contract. I found a contract board at the exchange. Further in station. Gestures towards Hexwell. Take a job? That might get us some of the way towards buying those feed lines. Plus, even if we do want to take Carsten's job, a bit of money to get ourselves prepped wouldn't be a bad idea. Fill up on fuel, supplies, be ready for whatever comes. Do we have time? I'll take a look. Good, Severin nods. While you're at it, you might want to see if you can scare up some freelance crew too. Severin shrugs. Many hands make light work, and all that. Or we stop messing around, we take Carsten's job right now and get it done before he can think twice. Severin yawns. It seems like a whole set of bad options to me. So bad. Either way, I've got work to do on the drive. Severin nods a farewell, heading back to the engine room. Let me know what you decide. The moment you pause, let the haze of plans and ideas settle in your mind. Suddenly, ooh, you curl up in pain. You curl up, pain shooting through your spine. You grit your teeth, your muscles lock tight. Your vision narrows as you squeeze your eyes shut. You feel a shift, as if some connection is broken. Almost impossible to describe, like you are floating away from your body. Dispersing, dissolving. There is nothing familiar in the pain, nothing to hold on to. You grit your teeth. Then another shift comes and you are back in your body, trembling against the metal wall of the passage. Pain slowly fades, becoming a pulsing throb and a residual flicker, reflects in zero-G, stretching out the tension. There's a strange sensation of distance that persists between the pain, a disconnection between your body and yourself. A flickering numbness that refuses to recede. You wonder if the reboot has done something to your body, or if this is some new sensation you will have to live with indefinitely. It strikes you that you know so little about the body that houses you. It could be moments away from collapse, or it might preserve for countless cycles like this. You try to shake off the feeling, pushing your hands against each other until they feel like they are yours again. Time is the only thing you need. Right now, it feels like you're running out fast. You head for the airlock. You have work to do. Hey, you have unlocked a new contract. Open the map screen to view it. Alright, and there was a new location and everything. Carsten supply, alright. And then we've got the contract board. Alright, we'll open the map. Contracts are high risk, high reward jobs that you and your crew can take on. Contracts require preparation and care to succeed. You will need to gather enough fuel to travel to the contract. Gather as many supplies as you can afford to keep you and your crew going. Look for opportunities to recruit crew, temporarily or permanently, to help you on a contract. Consider which crew to take carefully. They have different skills and stress resistances, and who you can choose can affect the story. Once you're ready, select the contract from the MAP and then your crew to proceed. Alright, well that requires 3 fuel, and we have 0. And we have 2 or 5 supplies right now. Alright. Requirement, extract a data cord. Payment, 1 feed lines. Carsten is offering you a straight barter for the feed lines if you bring in the data cores from the derelict. Any raw scrap you can pull out is yours. Nice. We can sell that, or possibly use it to build the ship back. Carsten, danger. Is it you telling us it's dangerous? Alright, okay. And now, is that a second one? Escape export. Then he's hunting you, recruit local crew is the next one. Or is another one, a minor one. Seraphim reckons any contract will go easier if you can get another crew member on board. The trick is finding them. Cool. And Seraphim advises you can get a contract from the board to help you pay for your escape. Finding one should be easy. Completing it is the challenge. And that's a minor one as well. Well, once we do all 4 of those, well, if I do the 2 minor ones, then, oh, belt unavailable because we don't have the feed lines. But yeah. See, these cost 4, so once I do all of those, we can have 4. Or I can spend 2 to do this. +1 stress, minus +2 to the lowest crew dice. Ah, that's crew stress though. Okay. Which is a different thing, because I was just thinking, so it's going to cost me 1 stress, I'm going to add 2 to the lowest dice, so and if I choose this, I will lose 1 stress as well. But no, that's crew stress, which is different to my personal stress. Alright, that's fine. Alright, well, let's have a look and see what we've got. Let's get into it, that's what we can buy, foods. Alright, we're almost done on this. Yeah. Well, we've been checking to crews to find more stuff. That's cool. This is where we were doing work. Nothing else has come up, that's cool. This is the Hexport Exchange. Well, we haven't learned all the rules of the exchange yet either. That's where we can buy the stuff, which is great. Okay, so it's 5 for each fuel, it's 15 for each thing, each supply. So I could fill the supplies, but then I wouldn't have any cryo with which to fill fuel. Then swift scrap soul. Okay, we can still do all this to earn money. Excuse me. And here we have cast and supply. I was going to say, I mean, the fact that it's a stun supply and supplier, I mean, that is silly that they didn't make sure that it fit on. Alright. Here we can buy the feed lines for 400 or deliver data core. Castle wants the data core from the Solheim direct, deliver it and the feed lines are yours, no questions asked. I mean, if I can sell a data core for more than 400, it is worth doing. If not, then it's not. And there's this, the contract ward. Let's have a look at it. Alright, station management have located a convoy signal. They're concerned to see one so close, looking for somebody to disable its source. So buy the signal contract. This contract is open. The open contract for the Hexport Administration requires a fee to be paid to receive the coordinates of the job. We get 200 cryo for it. Alright, let's do it. Pionk. There we go, signal contract, new contract on map. Zoom out, take me to the map. How much fuel do you need? Only 2 fuel. Alright. And it's only risky rather than dangerous. Okay, so if we can get 2 fuel and a few more supplies. But we also need... I mean, we could just fill up the rules of the exchange with our 6 and earn some more money. There's only going to be 7, isn't it? Yeah, okay, we need to fill this up at some point, so let's do that now. Yay! Rules of the exchange, we have learned, you have established a presence here, and the brokers seem a little more comfortable around you. Whoop! New location discovered. Ooh, it's this bar. Hexport Canteen. Eat at the canteen. For 13. Alright, well, I don't know how much energy that will give me. And that costs almost twice as much as a bender fries. I assume... Sorry, the Ben's fries. I assume it will give me 4 slots of energy, because otherwise it is useless. If it gives me 3, then I'm better off paying 7 twice and getting 4, rather than 13 for 3 energy. Alright, and now I've got 2 ones, which... Was it the docks? It's risky. And it was you over here where I can earn money, isn't it? Yeah. Freight loading, 50-50. Let's try this. See what happens. No, we lost energy and nothing else. Alright, well, let's try it again. Nope. You have used all your energy, are now starving. While starving, you gain 1 stress per cycle, and any energy loss accrues stress. Eat to regain. Well, we can go and now eat in the canteen and see how much that 13 gives us. 4. So yes, it is better to do it there. Alright, but that's the end of the cycle. Sleep. Oh. We did not find a new person. I'm guessing it must be Hexport connections that we need to do there. Alright, well, we'll go and do that tomorrow. Supplies are worth 15 each. Yes, or some more supplies, please. And the cycle. I suppose it gets harder to find supplies. We found some supplies! Yay! Alright. 3, 6, 2s and 1s. Alright. Oh, this is only going to get us 1, isn't it? You're a 25? 25, 50. Yeah, okay. Well, let's do chat to cruise. There we go, Hexport expert. You have a good sense of the humming way station. Time to use that knowledge to your advantage. You are gliding across the docking concourse. You hear a scuffle. The noise of raised voices cuts through the conversation drifting outside your dockside shops. Passing down an alley, you see a huddle of figures shouting back and forth. You spot one man in the middle of the group, surrounded, pushing the others back as they grab onto the bars slung over their shoulder. Bags slung over their shoulder, not the bars. Well, we can endure, so let's rush in. You don't like the way this looks. And then again, Severin told you to keep your head down. Well, either a neutral or a positive outcome. Or we could have a neutral or a negative outcome. So, now let's rush in! Neutral outcome. Alright, without thinking, you kick off and glide down the alley, nudging the parabola of your drift, to aim directly into the back of the most aggressive assailant. You barrel down the alley, raising your arms to the impact. As you do, the target turns back to face you. See a flash of an implant across their eyes before you slam into them. Didn't do me any damage, but, you know, it was a red, shaky thing. The assailant grabs onto you as you hit them. The two of you spin together in zero-G, kicking and pulling at each other. You manage to get both legs between the two of you, and kick him off into the metal pipes opposite. No. Then something hits you from behind, and the whole alley blurs as you spin forward. Through the ringing sound of the impact, you hear curses shouting in retreat. You steady yourself, and a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. It's Femi? Stubborn salvage your captain. Don't do that again. And he gives you a severe look, shaking his head at your eager attack. One of those scumbag knifes you? I don't want that on me. If only I had been good, and if only I had been positive for my outcome. He pushes you aside in the corridor and throws the large bags over his shoulder. I was helping! Man laughs. Well, he shakes his head. Thanks, I guess. Kicks off and drifts past you. Watch as the man goes, and then, after a moment, he stops and turns back. Rubs his forehead, looking down as he does. What's your deal, anyway? He sighs. Maybe you are new here, but export is no place for do-gooders. I thought if I helped you out, maybe you could help me out. Or, nah, arrogant. You needed help. I didn't need the help. I was here to help you. Man smiles. I don't think so. Shakes his head. Bunch of cowards. Idiots, too. Getting beat up over some scraps. Look, let's not hang around, alright? Man pats his chest. I'm Femi. He hand shoulders one of the bags and pushes towards you. Make yourself useful. Let's head. You get the strap of the bag over your shoulder and follow him through the docks, gliding past the concourse towards the connecting bridges. He cuts down a side passage, looking back to check you are following. He stops at the docking bridge connecting to a dull green ship with yellow markings. Look at the viewing window at its odd catamaran-like shape, seemingly built from two separate hulls welded together. Simple crash, he says, and you assume that's the ship's name. Femi, you bringing in strays? Young woman, brightly dressed, stretching as she glides, drifts into the passage. She glances at you. No offence, that's Nia, headstrong and spirited salvager. Nia? Femi shakes his head. This one. He squeezes your shoulder. Helped me fend off some Hexport scum while you were busy sunning yourself. Nia raises an eyebrow. I'm sure you could handle them, big brother. Her glib response hides a flash of concern that passes across her face. You can't tell if Femi noticed. Nia turns to you. I mean, I can't tell if I noticed because I have no intuition. Nia turns to you. Thanks. She smiles sweetly. I'm sorry for my big brother. She sips my glass. Just in general. Nia, Femi murmurs. Enough now. Reaches over and takes the bag you were carrying. Nia rolls her eyes at you but stays silent. Factory Row wouldn't take these. Femi hefts the bags. I'm gonna load them back up. Maybe we'll find a use for them. Turns back to you. Thanks for the assist, Sleeper. He nods firmly. Not what I expected. He slaps a button for the bridge door and kicks off along the docking bridge on his way to the Simple Crash. Nia looks with a raised eyebrow. I hope my brother was joking. Or did you really help him? I tried. Thank you. She looks back at the ship. My brother needs more help than he admits. What do you mean by that? She tenses. I don't know if... She smiles a tight smile. I shouldn't have said anything. She pauses, thinking, I want to ask you something? She takes a deep breath and gives you a direct look. What's she building up to? Are you looking for crew? She looks away. Yes. Sorry to be direct, but you seem like, well, if you're on Hexport, maybe you're with a crew? She stops us off. I mean, maybe your crew needs crew. Maybe you are looking? Why are you asking? No, I am. I'm looking for the best of the best. You think you can cut it? She struggles to hide her smile. Nia looks back at the ship, then at you. Look, I'll be honest. Being on a crew with my brother is nice, but he's suffocating me. She frowns at her own bluntness. I'm not a kid anymore, you know. He still sees me like one. She shrugs. I want to show him I can handle myself. I need experience. I need to run some contracts. She gives you a determined look. What do you say? I mean, I don't want to say. I want to say yes. How good are you? Tell me how good you are, and then I might say yes. I'm not sure. I'm a good salvager, alright? You can use me, she smiles. I can spot things, find gaps, ways in. She folds her arms across her chest. I know what I'm doing. Femi taught me well. Femi? Femi. I'm going to mispronounce the name, whichever way I say it, and I'm going to pronounce it badly every time anyway. She glances back at the ship. Just consider it, alright? Let me prove myself. Suddenly a shout comes from the ship, echoing down the passage. Femi makes both of you nervous. Nia looks in his direction. I should go. She pushes off towards the docking barge. I'll be waiting. Nia gives you one last glance as she departs, then disappears into the docking bridge, leaving you alone in the passage. You look at... Hey, new local crew available, minor drive completed, +1 upgrade points. Let's have a look at the upgrade points. No, you're not telling me anything. Alright, fine. I mean, I know I need 2. Not stressed again. +3 to the lowest crew die. I mean, +2 is pretty big already. Alright. Well. That's where I can do stuff. To earn money. Okay, there's no... Where can I recruit this crew person that I just found? That's supplies. That's the contract board. We've done that one. That's eating at the canteen. That's earning money. Alright, well we've got no things. We've got no clocks to fill at the moment. This one is filling on its own. I have enough to buy all the fuel. I would quite like to not lose, you know, more. Let's try this. This will give 25, 50, 25. So let's start this action and hopefully get something this time. I'm hoping that because this is a different job, it pays more. Eight cryo. And that was a neutral outcome, whereas positive outcomes previously gave us gave us only 7 cryo, so that's slightly better. And if we do this again, neutral outcome again. Alright, well we've got another 8 and that gives us 45, which is more than enough to fill up all the fuel. Boop. We only need 30 for the supplies. See, I don't know whether I should go out, whether that will cost, whether I should use my dice on something. I don't know that there's anything I can. I mean, I could lose a bunch of energy. Gone. Alright, we lost energy. Give us another 8 credits. No. Alright. Well, let's eat to the canteen. Oh! Oh, no, because I had 1. Yes, that's right. And then we'll go to sleep. Hopefully find another supply, and then we'll set out immediately in the morning. And we got another supply, and that's great. Alright, to the map. And we're going to go over here. Or are we going to go straight for this one? Let's go over here and get this, and we can go and do that one later. This is a dangerous one. So we'll do it now, while we're at our best. Confirm vector. Okay, so we'd have to take Seraphim with us. Then we can take one of these. Oh, we cannot take you. So we have to select you. Alright. Empty. Okay, so we need to fill them. So off we go. Wait. Oh, that's... Okay. So no, we got 2 spots, a blue and a green. You can't see, it says filled under... Let me... Boop. There you go, see it says filled underneath there. Which is filled by Seraphim. Yeah. Alright, we'll take you. Confirm. And other noises. That would be my loud noises, I guess. 4 supplies. Was those the dice I had before? Because they look similar, so I can't recall. The Solheim derelict fills the cockpit window. All twisted plates and skeletal strutwork. You watch in horror and fascination as Seraphine completes the approach. Both of you silent in the presence of the decaying beast. Now as you settle beside it, Seraphine is the first to break the silence. Thing is already dead. He shakes his head. It's a corpse, Sleeper. He nudges the ship closer. Looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard, it'll crumble to dust. Let's not do that. Wait. Ah, if I'd completed it, then I would have had one and I could have upped my crew thing. Never mind. It's a corpse, Sleeper. He nudges the ship closer, looking for a place to dock. I touch this thing too hard, it will crumble to dust. Let's not do that. Severin does a little mock salute. Or, if you know, are Arnold J. Rimmer. Aye, aye, he rolls his eyes. Any other tips? Take us up there, that's the bridge. Junai points towards one end of the ship, and both you and Seraphine turn around, having forgotten she was even in the cockpit. She hasn't said a word since you departed. Oh, secretive data extractor. Ooh, secretive. She glances at both of your bemused faces. What? She looks away. Sorry, that's where we need to go. She stops pointing. Seraphine nods towards Junai. She's not wrong, Sleeper. The bridge will be a good start. Assess it first. Junai settles silently back into her seat. Looks away out of the cockpit, and you are unsure if it is unset or just embarrassed. I mean, neither. That's a good place, and we'll probably start there, but let's have a look it over quickly first. Carefully, Seraphine brings the ship close to the derelict, guides it along the hull. The rig's light ripple over the broken surface, finding gaps and cracks everywhere. It seems remarkable that the derelict is still held together. Oh, shit. Seraphine hisses as a huge spinning piece of debris drifts in front of the cockpit. He pushes the rig down beneath it, squeezing between the debris and the hull. And as he does so, an ear-splitting screech signals the rig scraping across the derelict's skin. You freeze for a moment, waiting for breach sirens to sound, but the moment passes and you relax. You glance at Seraphine. His face betrays no emotion. This isn't safe, Seraphine shakes his head. I'm going to find somewhere better to settle the ship, and then we need to suit up and work our way along the hull on foot. You look back at Junai and see her still in her seat, eyes wide. You doing okay? Junai looks at you. There is an unfamiliar hardness in her eyes that surprises you. Then, a moment later, it's gone and her gaze softens. I'm okay. She smiles a fat smile. Don't worry. Don't you worry about me. Seraphine brings the ship away from the derelict hull, an inch at a time, and slowly brings it round to settle close to the mostly intact hull plate. This section is fairly free of debris. You notice the ship a little closer. We should be good to hold here. Seraphine unclips from his seat, and you and Junai follow suit. You all glide down towards the airlock. Junai silently follows. You can't help but feel judged. As you reach the airlock, Seraphine begins suiting up. If we are lucky, that little collision hasn't started a cascade that will end with this place coming apart under our feet. Seraphine violently kicks his legs into a set of EVA trousers, clearly irritated by his own carelessness. I'm not going to say anything at this point. This is a delicate job, Junai says quietly, almost to herself. The decor will be fragile. She casts a furtive glance in the direction of you and Seraphine. Very fragile. Understood. Junai nods appreciatively. The rest of the preparation process takes place in tense silence, each of you considering the delicate job ahead. You suit up too, though you don't need a helmet to breathe. You slide one on and lock the seals for protection. The wreck isn't going to give up its salvage easily. I mean, it's good to have something between you and sharp metal that can hit your face. The core should be near the bridge, maybe even inside it. There's a lot of wreckage here, and there might be a good salvage tucked away in its cargo hold. Once the suits are on, the seals are checked, you cycle the lock and stare out into the vast expanse of the twisted hulk before you. Time to get to work. It's time for work, boys. Welcome to your first contract. While on the contract, you'll be able to assign 2 dice for each crew member as you would assign your own dice. Pay attention to the crew's skills to use them effectively. On certain outcomes, crew will take crew stress. When their stress is full, they will no longer be able to use them to perform actions. While on a contract, your energy bar will automatically be supplied for each cycle that you have available supplies. When your supplies are depleted, both you and your crew will take 1 stress per cycle. Contracts also have their own contract stress. When this bar is filled, the contract will fail. Good luck. Okay, and you cannot see those there. So, I don't know, maybe if I was like part way up, that hasn't blocked anything. I could go there. The only thing that's going to mess with is now you can't quite see what I'm doing there. If I do this, yeah, you can't quite see that one, but you can see the top of their heads. Alright, I mean, maybe I will have A. There we go. And then I'll flip between the two as we do the things. Yeah? Seems okay? Alright, there we are. So now, that is the rig where we can eat, you can fit fuel lines. And maybe we should go out on a contract and then I can fit the fuel lines in the middle of a contract. That would be fun. That's where we sleep, that's where we eat. This is the depressurized bay. What do we need to do here? Okay. Clear the cargo doors with an endure action. There are layers and layers of broken hull plates blocking the cargo doors. This will require some heavy work. Okay, and that's dangerous. But I have endure. Oh, and the derelict stress. I'll take 2. And then we have all of these. And we only need to get 4 for the cargo entry. And over here we have to find the access point. And none of us are good at intuit. Man, we are a one observant crew, eh? Alright. And the other place, the corroded airlock. Oh, that's the cargo entry. Okay, that is where we get scrap from. But over here, this is where we do lock dissection, which requires engineering. It will take longer, but cutting away at the lock layer and cutting away at the lock layer by layer is the safest way to make it through. So presumably you're saying you'll only fill in like 1 box, maybe 2 for a positive, 1 for a neutral, 2 for a positive. And over here, man, none of you are good at any of these things. Force the lock. Forget being delicate. The clock is running on the contract and forcing the lock is the fastest way to gain entry. And that might do 2 on a neutral and 3 on a positive or something like that. But everybody here is crap. Well, all of these things. I guess you're all ready for when we get in. I guess I can use all of my dice. But okay, let's have a look at the bridge first of all. Alright. Let's put you in here. And we'll see what happens. Oh, what did you say? Good call, Sleeper. I'm sure you said something else before. I'm ready when you are. Okay, so yeah, start the action, see what happens with this action. Oh, new crisis. Exit location active. Contract stress has triggered a crisis. Crisis will add 1 more contract stress per cycle unless resolved at the crisis location. Alright, okay. So, presumably this place. Okay, you did it. Okay, slowly pried open, but it took a huge effort to do so and warps and creaks. Okay, so we got a neutral, I assume, there. Alright, you... Agreed, Sleeper. Let's do this again. Yeah, another stress, another 2 bridge entry. That was a neutral outcome again. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, sorry, 4 out of 9. Oh. Oh, this is the crisis. Ah, it's up here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, I can do this. Derek's hull is falling apart fast, and if this breach isn't sealed and fast, the entire wreck will collapse. Okay, I can do this. 50-50. Start action. Positive. Breach sealed. The hull plates hold together, and your repairs seem to be working. This breach will be sealed soon. Alright, okay. What was this one? Dangerous. Gotta find somewhere where you can do a thing as well. Can you do things here? No. Are you rubbish on all of the things? Yes on everything there. Yes on everything there. Yes on everything there. I mean, that's a 50-50 chance. Oh, it's not. It's a 75. Where's the access port? Yay, cracked it! Excellent, well done. Hull plates hold together and your repairs seem to be working. The breach will be sealed soon. This is not my kind of job, I know, but you're crap at everything except when we get into the bridge. Uh-oh, that wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, so you've got 1 stress. Right, but I should have pushed. No, that wouldn't have made any difference. Let's have a look. +1 stress, +2 to the lowest crew die. There's no crew die out there at the moment. If I do this... There we go, breach sealed 1, neutral outcome, slow process, but the repairs are working for now. That's 25, what if I put this in here instead, 2550? That's exactly the same, so alright, let's put you in there. Hey, breach sealed, there we go. 1 crisis of active, 1 per seal. But it's all done now, no crisis. CCs. You're dangerous. If I put you in there, it's a 50-50. If I put you in there, it's still 50-50, but that's worse. And over here, I mean, I would like to be able to get into the depressurized bay. So let's do this. Two cargo entry and 1 stress from you. You just gained some stress. As your stress increases, you will have a higher chance of taking damage to your action dice for each time you roll them. Oh. Well, that isn't what I wanted. I don't want to take damage to my action dice. Alright. We've done 2 now, and now I've got 1. Which maybe we'll plug into the depressurized bay. I mean, that's 50-50. That's risky, and that will still be 50-50. And there's less chance of it. I mean, it will do less if I mess it up. I got 1 stress. Alright, okay. During the contract, you can use your push ability once per cycle to give you an edge in tricky situations. Pushing accrues 1 stress, that will give you a key advantage based on your chosen class. See your current push configuration if you hold the mouse over the button on the character screen. Push cannot be used at hub, but when at hub, it can be upgraded and configured in your character screen. Well, I mean, I can't do anything with it right now anyway. Oh! I did not mean to use that, because that was pointless and worth... Should not be punished for a misclick like that. I've got absolutely no problem if this goes bad. But yeah, I should not... I mean, when there are no dice, I should not be able to click it to gain more no dice. Oh, okay. A neutral outcome. And then we got the push thing again. This time we got a cargo entry. Okay, I mean, I feel bad that I didn't get the stress for doing it, like I did the first time. But yeah, all right, okay. Because I did not get the stress, I would definitely I will trade 1 stress for the thing. Right, okay. Whenever I roll a 1, now I will take damage. I will get a glitch, which will fill up that thing there. All right, okay, cool. So now we need to go back and end the cycle. Uh-oh, I rolled a 1. You've taken a dice. You've taken damage to a dice because of stress. Okay, it's not because of the glitch. When your dice are rolled at the start of this cycle, your stress dictates if you take damage or not. Higher stress means a higher chance of damage. The white markers above the stress bar tell you which number will damage your dice when rolled. Dice has 3 dice health. When this is depleted, the dice will break. It must be repaired to be used normally. Okay. On a hub, you can reduce the rig bunk's location. That tells you what it is. Yep. Okay, but what about that health? When do I repair that health? Is it permanently down now until I do something? If I reduce stress, will that go away as well? I don't know. All right, and you got 2, and you got 4. I could take another stress and I wouldn't be at the 2. So yeah, we might do that in a minute. Okay, first of all, let's get in here, because this is the place where we... Right. So we only need 1 here. So even if I put a 1 in here, that will get me stress. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm going to use that +2 to the lowest crew die. That will give you a 4. Yeah. You can do a 75% action there. Oh! How did you fail that? You are useless. I mean, putting you in here, not my forte, but so what? I mean, it's a... Yeah, whatever. Alright, so you're gonna stress yourself out. Can I de-stress here? I can, and it's safe. No, action unavailable here. The clock is ticking, there is no time to rest. You cannot recover stress while on a contract. Alright, but that is where I would do it. That is where I would plug in my 1. Alright, I got 2 6s. If I can get in here... I mean, I'm going to plug a 3 in here so that we can open up this and see what's going on. What? You are horrible to me. Oh, that's not what I... Oh, that's where it is. It's in the middle. Okay, you can do that. Direct security systems jolt back into operation. It needs to be shut down quickly. Or I can just ignore it and do this. There we go. Cargo entry and got opened, and I got some stress. So now I'm at 2. That is horrible. New location discovered. Map the bays. Countless bays extend from here, deep into the derelict. Scanning and mapping each one will allow you to navigate them safely. Okay. The end of the derelict is partially intact. If you survey it, perhaps you can find some valuable scrap among the decay. Okay, so that is getting scrap. Alright, okay. Let's get over here. Let's... Yeah, let's get you to do a thing. It's risky, so I'm only going to get 1 off of this, aren't I? Oh no, I got 2, because it's a positive. Through some careful triangulations, a 3D map of the layers of the bay is slowly built piece by piece. There we go. I'm in control, Sleeper. So we found that. New location discovered. And this is where we can do a job, yes, to get scrap. Deep inside the derelict there are masses of intake scrap. This is valuable material. It's holding the ship together. Alright, but we need to get in here. I should have done the dangerous one. I got stress. Oh, I am so stressed out now. Okay, there is no difference for me. 50-50. There we go. What's on bridge? This is just... Oh, I am gonna mess this up and die horribly, aren't I? And cycle. I'm gonna take so much damage. There you go. Look, every die is now damaged. You're rubbish. We took another winter strip. Right, you over here. Oh wait, what? No. I thought we were... Oh, this is now extracting the raw scrap. Okay. Yeah, you did the thing. Alright. New crisis. I got 2 for that. 1 raw scrap for a neutral outcome. That was not worth it. Alright, let's just get in and get out. I'm not even going to read the things. That's what the airlock cracks off. It spins out of space. A stroke of luck. Yeah, I know. Making you a 3 does not make... You know, making you a 3 does make you better. Oh, that pushed you up as well, did it? Or because you were at 4. Interesting. Something glitched out there, I think. You pile of rubbish. There was a horrifying lurch. You were sent spinning through the bays as you were crossing a hall of debris. Watch as the slide of the bay silently tears open in front of you, caving black maw, toothed with flying debris. You stare into it, breath heavy in your ears, your eyes wide open. Suddenly you feel a tug on your back. Your tether is pinned back from the sudden arrest of the glide. You see Seraphim holding onto the other end, reeling towards him. You have to go, Sleeper, the voice comes urgently over the comms. This place is done. You both make your way through the splitting derelicts in silence, charting a path through which were once passages but not twisting tubes, like the intestinal track of some dead creatures. Eventually, make it out onto the surface. You find the rig still tethered, but gashed with debris and scar. You and Seraphim exchange concerned glances. We're going to pay for this. He looks over the damage. Let's hope she still flies. You tether together, push off from the hull. Seraphim guiding through the debris. Below you, the derelict is exploding in slow motion, tearing apart into a swarm of razor-edged shards. All this and no core, Seraphim fumes. Now the rig's torn up too. You don't have much to offer. An answer. He's right. It seems the job was a disaster. It's just... You just hope it isn't terminal. It's gone. Do you know? His voice comes through faintly over the comms. She must already be on the ship. The whole ship is falling apart. No shit, Seraphim answers back. Contract's a bust. What a waste, Junai says quietly, and then the channel flicks off. You arrive at the rig's airlock. You bundle yourself inside, noticing the exterior damage. It looks mostly superficial. No doubt, take its toll on the ship. Once you're back in the cockpit, you look out into the derelict shattered form. It seems you will be its last surveyor. Contract is concluded. You can leave via the map. I mean, contract concluded. -5 stress during travel. Well, that's great to know. But I am still heavily damaged. Junai speaks up from the back of the cockpit. I need to speak to both of you. On the journey back, you notice a change in Junai, hardening. She now seems very different from the nervous hacker you brought first back. I know we failed to extract the call, she sighs, but I just want to be honest with you about why I came with you. I don't work for Garston. Perhaps that was obvious. I just didn't want to bring him, and I didn't want to bring him the core. You and Severin exchanged glasses. You would have taken it? No, no, Sleeper. Yes, perhaps I would have. Also, would have spoken to you, explained myself. Do you know how many of those cores are left intact? Junai suddenly looks gripped by emotion. Like it or not, we live in Solheim's shadow, in their ruins, yet we know almost nothing. What chance do we have of understanding how we got here when others like them, like Senesat and Conway, are descending on this system? This station, and most of the other habitats of the belt are built on the Solheim Foundation. She frowns. And yet, we are too busy scavenging for them to take the time to look for answers. Men like Carsten want nothing but the raw materials of cores like the one we lost. She shakes her head. We could do better. We could learn our history and how this system was settled. We could better learn the technology we build our lives on. We could uncover Solheim's crimes and seek to make amends. She meets your eyes. We could see beyond survival towards something else. What crimes have you committed? You've never heard Junai speak like this. You realise what you have taken for nervousness was actually control. The person in front of you, mourning a data core, is the real Junai. Not that it matters, she glances away. It's lost now. Keep your honesty, Severin cuts in. It's worthless to us. He completes the landing protocols and begins shutting the rig's engines off. We don't have time for confessions. Junai looks crestfallen. Carsten won't come for you, if that's what you're worried about. He's ignorant and stubborn, but he isn't vengeful. That is not what we are worried about. Severin gives her a pointed look. Explain it to her. You tell Junai about the feed lines Carsten has, about you and Severin fleeing something, that you can't run any further without them. Junai nods along, her eyes darting back and forth as if trying to calculate something in her mind. Severin turns to you. If you have any bright ideas on how to get those feed lines, now would be the time, Sleeper. There's another way, Junai interrupts. You can help me steal the feed lines. She stares at both of you with your determination. We could do it together. Severin looks at you with a raised eyebrow. It seems that he is noticing the change in Junai too. Carsten is an idiot. I can hack his security and you can pull them out of there. He looks at you, Severin. You seem tough, she thinks. You seem tough, she shrugs. We can do it. I mean, no. Hey, we went out to try and get the core. The core fucked up. We don't have the core for you. Never mind. Sorry about that. Oh, what's that? Your feed lines, the feed lines that we wanted, have mysteriously disappeared? Who could have done that? What a mysterious thing to have happened there, eh? Wow. If only I knew better. Never mind. Seriously? Junai gives you a kind of withering expression that one I thought her capable of several cycles ago. Seriously? Junai looks between the two of you. Hexport hasn't exactly been kind to me. You two trusted me, even though I didn't deserve it. I'm not used to that. I want to repay it. Not to mention that Carsten is probably ripping you off. Even if you've got enough cryo, must I say he won't raise the price. Trust me, he's no good. I was trying to deal with Carsten to get those derelict coordinates from the moment I arrived here, and he ran me in circles. She shakes her head. Seraphin is watching her closely. Even if I do take you at your word, which, given everything, seems a little tough, how do we even do this? He raises an eyebrow. You're telling me we just drift in there and take the feed lines? But I get it. You don't trust me. She pauses. Well, what if I have a vested interest in this working out? There's nothing left for me here. I don't much feel like hanging around waiting for Carsten to figure out my involvement in all this. I mean, you haven't done anything. So, it doesn't matter. I need safe passage. You need the feed lines to grant it. She allows herself a smile. See where I'm going with this? Severin sighs. I don't like it, she pauses, but it makes sense. What do you think, Sleeper? We'll get something. Exactly, Junai smiles. Let me prepare. I'll head to Factory Row, scope the place out, meet me there and we can work out a plan. She glances between the two of you. Trust me. We can find a way. Let's keep it simple. Clean. Simple is good. Agreed. Seraphin cuts in. His dark cloak betrays his concerns. I'll scope out the bay we need in Factory Row. We should just split up. Less likely for Carsten to suspect us. Meet me there in a few and we can finish setting up. Unai unclips from her seat, floating. I want to show you I can be trusted. We can do this. She looks between the two of you. Believe that. Believe just that, please? With that, she slips away down the passage towards the airlock and export beyond. You look at Seraphim. I'm saying nothing, Sleeper. And clips from his seat too. Either this is the kind of mess you have to go through to get to the other side, or it's the kind that you never escape. Either way, we're in it now. He leaves the cockpit. You stare at the chaotic light of Hexport and wonder if anything in the Starward belt ever runs smoothly. New location discovered. That is Junai's unit. Okay, we didn't have this before. I don't think we found this when we were here last time either. When we did the demo. As you, I cannot deliver the data core. I cannot give you 400 credits. We got one scrap. Alright, where's the trade? No, not you. Where is it? Where do we sell scrap? Ben's. Was it the contract board? Canteen? No, I didn't say. Who wanted scrap? Just scrap salt, of course. Okay, if I input 1, well, it doesn't tell me. I wanted to know how much it was worth. Right. Well, I mean, what I want to do is there is no way to do this. What I want to do is I want to save, because I want to know if travel on the map, sorry, that's well, if travel on the map eats up time. 41653. I mean, I am going to test this. Cool. Off we go. Yes. Right, that okay, that changes. There's no way to say. See, that means I wasted a day before as well. You should do all of the things and then you should head out. Because otherwise, I mean, man. And we didn't. Oh, because it's get the feed lines. That is it. Right. Okay. Well. So I wasted a day before, and we failed the contract. So this has not been a good thing. And I think because I am so het up about it, that I think this is where we're going to end for the day. I know it's been a shorter stream than usual, but I really need to sit and think about this and see where I am and what's going on. The game is still what it was before. It is still. I like that there's more to it, in that you can now do pushes and have more control over what you're doing when you're out on a contract. Even if we did fail that first contract, I can't remember if Junai ever told us that she was a horrible person or she was not part of Carsten's crew when we did the other demo. But you know, that seems pretty blindingly obvious. I don't like there's no way for me to repair the health of my things there. You can't see that. Repair the health of my dice. I mean, I get. Maybe that is a thing that I find later. I don't know, but it's pretty stupid, I have to say. That you cannot heal your dice. My dice are injured. I want to heal them. I don't want to have to. I don't want to wait until they break before I heal them. That makes no sense at all. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Maybe ending the cycle, the day for when you're on a hub world will heal them by 1. I don't know. We will find out, but not today. Yeah, I need more. Tries desperately not to just go, fuck this run, because we messed up the beginning of it there by letting the data core slip out of our reach. But I mean, we mess up, and sometimes you have to. I mean, I do like choice and consequences, but I mean, the fact that it was so many in a row there just feels bad, man. Feels bad. So yeah. So this is where we're going to end for the day. And I thank you for putting up with me. Whether you were putting up with me live and in person or later on the VOD, the fact that you put up with me for any amount of time whatsoever means that I appreciate you. You're amazing. I suspect we will be back with this on Sunday. All the same. Yeah. We'll just do a horrible run. I mean, the fact that everybody was so bad at things as well on this initial contract is just still, and we've wasted so much time doing that out there. Lane is so much closer to finding us now. It is annoying, but still, that is not what we should be focusing on. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Dungeons of Hinterberg, because it should be the second day of the Monday-Thursday game. So yeah, that will be what it is tomorrow. And then, entirely new game come Friday and Saturday. What will it be? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Yes, you would, and so would I. I'm not certain. It's possible. I have an idea, but I'm not entirely certain about it yet, just yet. We'll find out. And when we find out, I will be Richard, and this whole thing around us, which I'm going to adjust because that is a tiny head for this thing. Why, that will be LMTDTMFFR, or, say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels, and you have fun, and stay weird.